Hey there, Brian D'Amico here from VectorVest, and today I'm going to walk you through the 6 most common mistakes investors make when deciding when to sell a stock, and more importantly, how disciplined investors avoid those mistakes. So let's get right to it. Most investors don't lose money because they picked terrible stocks. Right? They do okay at picking stocks a lot of times. They lose money because they actually sell at the wrong time. They either sell too early, they sell too late. And the frustrating part is when you're inside the moment, every sell decision you make feels reasonable, right? So let's look at the mistakes. The first mistake is the one that actually causes most of the other ones. And this mistake is you wait until after you buy to decide when you'll sell. So you buy the stock, and only then you start thinking, okay, so when would I sell this? That sounds like a small detail, but it actually changes everything. Because if you don't decide your exit before you enter, you'll end up deciding when you're going to sell in the worst possible way, like after the stock starts dropping. And once it's dropping, you're not thinking clearly anymore. It's like waiting for the building to be on fire before you decide your exit plan. Like, where are the exits? The building's on fire. No, you decide that before the building's on fire. When you do this with your trades, emotions get in the way. You start making excuses and you talk yourself into almost anything. Not because you're dumb, because you're human. You say things like, oh, it'll bounce tomorrow, or it's just having a rough day today. Or you say things like, I don't want to sell the bottom, it'll go back up. So the problem isn't your intelligence, it's timing. When you decide under pressure, you don't really decide. What you're doing is you're reacting. Mistake number 2 is not having a stop at all. Right? So this is another very common mistake. Some investors call this being flexible, like, oh, I'm going to decide later. I'm just going to not have a stop at all. Others call it trusting their instincts, like their gut feel. In reality, it's often your pride, one of the 7 deadly sins of investing. Without a clear exit, you get stuck in limbo. You're sitting there and you're watching every dip of the stock, right? You're watching every dip. You're hunting for the news, like, to help you make a decision. You look for someone to tell you what to do, because then that person, you can always blame that other person. And meanwhile, the loss just gets bigger and the decision gets harder. This is how those small losses actually turn into big losses. Even the best investors in the world have losing trades. Having a stop in place doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're a professional. A stop is simply the point where you're saying, if it gets here, this stock is no longer acting in the way that I expected. Like, something's wrong if it gets to this point. And once that happens, you exit and you just move on to the next trade. Mistake number 3 is using the same stop for every stock. We hear this all the time. Right? It sounds reasonable, but it can cause a lot of damage. When you're treating every stock the same, you have the same stop, the same rule, the same percentage, the same trailing stop, no matter what the stock is or how it moves. But stocks aren't identical. Like, every company is not the same. Some move calmly, some are more volatile, some breathe more than others. A stop that's too tight kicks you out of good trades too early. A stop that's too loose lets weak, volatile stocks hurt you more than they should. All right, so a one-size-fits-all selling rule can create inconsistent results for you. And it actually can cause a lot of frustration. Good sell decisions respect the behavior of the stock, the volatility of the stock, the underlying fundamentals of the company. It's got to take that into account when you set that stop for that individual stock. You can't just use a generic rule for everything.
Join VectorVest live next month as heavy hitters such as Jerry D'Ambrosio and Steve Chappell host the Stock Market Masterclass. Again, this is February 20th and 21st. If you wish to attend in person, act fast. Just go to VectorVest.com/Tampa.
Now, mistake number 4 is moving or just flat out ignoring the stop once it's hit. This one might be the most dangerous because it feels reasonable in the moment. You feel like you actually did the right thing, right? You're like, oh, I'm just going to move it a little bit here, right? But in this one, you actually did the right thing at the start. Remember we talked about earlier, you set a stop in advance and you actually set the stop. But then the stock drops. And what does it do? It's getting closer and closer to your stop. And then suddenly, let's say it hits your stop. And now that line that you set, it doesn't feel so firm anymore. So what do? You move it lower. I see another area of support just a smidge below where it is right now. Let me just move it down a little bit, right? You just flat out ignore it. You give it another day. You bend the rules. You start doing little mental gymnastics, and you say things like, even though it's below my stop, it's pretty close. I'll wait. Well, let's see what happens tomorrow. The market's just down today. I'm going to wait till the market settles down tomorrow. I don't want to sell it because it'll probably go up tomorrow. But here's the truth. The first time you move or ignore your stop, that becomes the rule. Now your stop actually just becomes a suggestion. Right? You might as well just not have it. It's just hope that you attached a number to. And hope is not a strategy. The purpose of a sell rule isn't to be perfect, right? It's not perfection. It's to be disciplined. Consistent investors treat a stop like a guardrail. You don't argue with the guardrail after you hit it. Right? The guardrails are to protect you. You understand it allows you to live to trade another day. So let's move on to mistake number 5. And that is just selling too soon. All right, so this is like on the opposite end of the spectrum. Selling too soon is caused by maybe like you see a headline, the market's down that day, you see a red candle, you're down a little bit on the trade. You hear something on TV, there's a tweet, there's something, whatever, right? There's something going on. You have a gut feeling. You have this little bit of profit and you don't want to lose it. And then, and this is the part that might hurt. After you sell it, the stock does what often good stocks do, right? It dipped, shakes some people out, and then it turns right back around and just goes back up. Right? Without you on board anymore. So good stocks aren't going to move in a straight line going up after you buy it. They'll pull back, they'll pause, they'll test your patience. If you treat normal movement of a stock like it's an emergency, you'll keep selling good positions only to watch them go back up without you. And we talked about this a little bit earlier in another mistake where you've got to treat stocks differently. All right, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. The goal is to get out when the stock's behavior actually changes, like when the trend changes, not when your emotions change. So now we've got mistake number 6, which is treating selling as a failure. All right, many investors see selling, especially when you sell at a loss, as a failure. It feels like admitting you were wrong about something. Right? It feels like you messed up in some way. So instead of selling, what do? You're like, oh, I can't have a losing trade. I don't want to feel like a failure. You do some of the other mistakes. So you wait, you hope, and you tell yourself you'll just deal with it later. But disciplined investors see selling differently. Selling isn't quitting. It's not giving up. It's risk control. Even great investors are wrong sometimes, right? Trades go against them. The difference is they don't let one position then do real damage to their account. If you let one trade get away from you, it could take you months or sometimes even years to recover from that losing trade. So protecting your capital and your confidence is what allows you to stay in the game long enough for that compounding to actually work and have your portfolio double over time. All right. So let's take a step back, right? Let's take a step back and look at these mistakes, right? Here are the mistakes. They're actually not random at all. They all come from the same kind of place. Selling decisions that you make are being made either too late, they're being made under pressure, and emotions are the thing that are driving you to make these decisions. That's why even smart, capable investors, like people who, like you, are successful at your job, right? The job that you had, you're like really good at it, you're successful, but you just can't figure out investing. Smart people like yourself keep repeating the same patterns because of those, emotions, you're under pressure, things like that. Even when you know better. The fix, though, isn't watching the market more closely. Like, I got to watch it minute by minute and make my decisions, right? It's not getting better at guessing where the stock is going to go. It's none of that. The fix is simpler than you might think. You decide once before you buy, and then let the rules manage the trade, not your emotions. That's what disciplined investors do. They don't rely on their willpower or their gut feel. They don't rely on, I'll handle it when I get there. They use structure. So let me show you what we do here at VectorVest to overcome these common mistakes. Our system, if I get my laser pointer out here, our system actually calculates a stop price for every stock. So it'll show up here. Anytime you're looking at a list of stocks or just one stock all by itself, it'll show you the stop price. And in this video, we're not going to get into all the details of how it's calculated, but what we do is we take several things into account, and I'll talk about those in just a minute. But I just want to let you know, we do calculate a stop on every stock, so it takes that decision point away. You're also going to see it on the chart. You'll see we put this little bluish teal line on the chart, and you don't have to adjust it. Notice here, it actually self-adjusts, right? You don't have to adjust it manually. It self-adjusts as the stock moves. What it does is it stays below the stock's price when the stock is in a healthy uptrend, and when the price drops below the stop, what we'll do is we'll automatically mark that stock with a sell rating. And you can either see here where it drops below the stop, or up here, you'll just look for a sell rating. So you can see these decisions for you. So the stop price adjusts for things like price volatility, company fundamentals. We also make it easy. You can actually connect your brokerage to VectorVest. And even though you can't trade through VectorVest, you can track your live portfolio right inside of VectorVest, and you'll be able to see, like right over here, the VectorVest recommended stop for your stocks. All right. Now, if you don't want to connect your broker, or if you just don't, you could just build a watch list of the stocks that you own, and what we'll do for you is show you the stop price along with the stocks buy, like right here, the stop price along with the buy, sell, or hold rating right next to each one. All right, so if we look back over here, so let me just do a quick recap. The VectorVest stop that we've got removes the behaviors that cause all the mistakes in the first place. So let's just kind of go through them. It fixes mistake number 1 because your exit is decided before you enter the trade. It fixes mistake number 2 because you're not winging it. Right? Or trusting your instincts in the heat of the moment. It fixes mistake number 3 because not every stock is treated the same way. The VectorVest stop adapts to the stock's price action, its volatility, and the fundamentals of the company instead of forcing you into a one-size-fits-all rule. It fixes mistake number 4 because the rule is already set, right? You're not negotiating, you're executing. So you're not moving or ignoring it. It's there. It'll give you that sell rating once it's crossed. Then you've got mistake number 5. It fixes that too, because good stocks are given room to breathe, right? You're not going to get triggered out of trades too early. It gives the stocks the appropriate amount of room to breathe, so you're not jumping out of trades just because they feel like uncomfortable or whatever those news articles are saying. And it fixes number 6 because it gives you an objective line to follow, so you're not relying on willpower when it gets uncomfortable, right? So you don't have to blame anything else, right? You're following a rules-based system, so you're not going to be a failure. You're going to have losing trades, but you have now a rule in place that you know works because it's worked for 30 plus years here at VectorVest, and you're just following a system. So when you have a stop that's decided in advance and enforced consistently, selling gets a lot emotional, a lot less confusing, and you stop beating yourself up and blaming yourself like you failed. Selling actually becomes boring, and that's actually what you want, right? Boring is exactly what you want because you just want to be following rules, and this really helps you do that. So if you want help with this on a stock you already own, you can get a free stock analysis from us. Just use the link in the description. We'll send you where we think the stop should be. We'll give you our recommended stop, along with a lot of other details that we calculate for that company. So get a free stock analysis. So we'll run your stock through our system and show you where our stop price is. So you're not guessing and you're not making this decision in the heat of the moment. And if you want to have the tool that I showed you, the VectorVest tool, so that way you could look at every stock that you own, not just now, but going forward. You can also start a trial of VectorVest. There's a link for that down in the description as well. With that, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.